chocolate as much as the next person. Chocolate milk, chocolate chip cookies, even chocolate bars. Most of you are probably familiar with brands such as Nestle, Lindt, and Cadbury. But I'd like to tell you about the man behind my favorite brand, Hershey's. It's important to consider where this person came from and how they started before finding business. Now, Milton Hershey was born to Henry Hershey and Fanny B. Snavely in Derry Township, Pennsylvania, on September 13th, 1857. Because his father moved the family a lot in an attempt at a variety of business ventures, Milton's early schooling ended after fourth grade. After dropping a tray of type made of hundreds of tiny metal pieces used to print in newspaper pages, he got fired from an American newspaper company. But Milton's mother found him a second apprenticeship with the confectioner Joseph H. Royer. That would be the start of his learning that would lead to his successful career. So for 4 years, Hershey helped him in the candy-making business and the ice cream parlor, where he learned the skills that would help him build his own candy empire. He tried to start a candy business in Philadelphia at 19 with the money borrowed from his aunt and uncle. Hershey began making taffy and caramels, which were sold on a pushcart, scraping by for 6 years, that is, until he collapsed from exhaustion, having to close down the business. This is why sleep is important. Milton decided to seek fortune in Denver, Colorado, along with his father, who had moved west. After working for a candy company in Denver, Hershey learned to improve the quality of his chocolate by adding fresh milk. Now that was going to lead somewhere. Now that I've explained the history behind Hershey, let's talk about where he actually found success. After a lot of failures, Hershey became partners with William Henry Leibnizer, scraping together enough money to start the Lancaster Caramel Company. Milton devised a formula of adding fresh milk to make Hershey's Crystal A caramels. The caramels were so successful that an English importer ordered $2,500 worth to ship to England, allowing Hershey to expand his business. By 1893, the Lancaster Caramel Company opened candy-making plants in Mount Joy, Pennsylvania, Chicago, and Geneva, Illinois, employing 1,400 people. After selling his caramel company to focus on making chocolate, Hershey purchased the dairy homestead where he had been born, and decided to use the rural county land to build his chocolate plant, since it was ideally situated in an area full of dairies and had plenty of fresh water necessary for cooling the factory's output. In 1897, he bought 1,500 acres of adjacent property, and in 1903 began construction on the chocolate plant. Milton planned for his new factory to mass produce only one product and make it affordable for everyone. So, working with the recipe makers, he developed a formula for milk chocolate that allowed for mass production. So back in February 1900, he introduced the milk chocolate Hershey bar. Which sold for pennies and brought affordable chocolate to the masses. The chocolate bar was so popular that they didn't even need advertising. Can you imagine? Milton knew his workers needed somewhere to live and raise their families. So in conjunction to the new factory he built, an entire A utopian community was included. It had houses, churches, schools, shops, a post office, and a trolley car for transportation. Among this town, Hershey decided to set aside some land and make a community park for his workers to relax, which included playgrounds for kids, a spot for dancing and roller skating, and the creek was dammed up for a boating area. This was the spot that would eventually become what we know today as Hershey Park, which has become a theme park since then and is still a theme park today. When his wife said she can't have children, Milton opened up an industrial school for orphan boys to teach them farming and industrial trades, thus being able to support themselves. The school was renamed the Milton Hershey School in 1915 and now teaches girls and boys from broken homes. Because this was so long ago, there were no modern technologies or systems to help Hershey out, and yet he still accomplished landing a successful career. Even after coming out on top of his setbacks, Hershey gave new opportunities in times of struggle for a lot of people, including my great-grandfather.